Welcome to another franchise mode episode. This is the off-season portion of the whole thing. So we're going to take a look at the Pro Bowl rosters here, and obviously we're taking a look at the NFC, and we don't see anybody of our players here right now. Now we're expecting, there we go, Mike Evans at the wide receiver position. Now if you want to take a look at AFC players, I'm not going to cover those ones as Chris Godwin comes up here for the NFC again. We're just looking at to see which players of our team are in this. I think that sentence ended up making sense towards the end as Ali Marpe, our left guard, makes it into the number one spot as well. The only good offensive lineman we basically have on the team, as you can tell, because nobody else makes the Pro Bowl. Despite having a good season, we did pretty well rushing the ball, not so well protecting the quarterback, and that's why nobody else is in the Pro Bowl team. As we go on to the middle linebacker position, of course, the Defensive Player of the Year, Lavonte David, makes it in. There's no surprises there whatsoever, and we don't see anybody again now. No cornerbacks. Absolutely no cornerbacks, which is a bit of a shame, even though we didn't have anyone that good. But Eric Berry makes it in at the number one spot. Now, we weren't able to re-sign him, or we decided not to re-sign him. It was a difficult decision, as Bradley Pinion, our punter, makes it in. No kick returners, but we stick by that decision of not re-signing Eric Berry. We're going to have to look for a new player to play that position in the draft, and we're hopeful. There are a couple of good players there, and we'll take a look at that in time as it becomes relevant. We take a look at the awards here. Deshaun Watson, MVP, AFC Offensive Player of the Year. I can't remember why we're going to look at this, but I wanted to show you once again that Lavonte David was Defensive Player of the Year, I guess. But the big thing there, of course, is Defensive Player of the Year making it to the Pro Bowl. Big time player for us, and he's going to be important to us as Walter Nelson, our rookie, gets 2 upgrade points here because he made it as the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Not entirely sure how he managed that because he didn't play that much, but we're going to keep upgrading him as a receiving back. That's what I've decided to do with him. Obviously, he's never going to become a decent power back. Elusive back, we could make him a lot better, but we want him to be that third down option, a receiving back, so Darius Guice can just go ahead and power it through the middle, and Walter Nelson can come in and spell for him and, you know, give the defense something else to think about. Be a threat in a different way to which Darius Guice is, and that's exactly what he is here for. We drafted him because he was the best player available at that point, and it would have been silly not to. As we take a look at some of the retirements here, Tom Brady is gone. Alex Smith is the big one. He retires after 16 years, as well as Drew Brees. A bunch of big quarterbacks going out, but that leaves us with a giant hole at the quarterback position as we take a look at the free agents who are available. Now, Trent Williams, I'm thinking about, yes, please. Deshaun Watson is available at quarterback. The NFL MVP has been, allowed to roam free, and if he's there, we're going to make an offer. Why would you not make an offer for the NFL MVP? Now, we're going to try and make this as cheap as possible because we're not trying to hand out as much. $240 million over 7 years. No, thank you. How about 107 over 5? We'll offer him that. Listen, he doesn't have to take it, but we can offer it. There's nothing wrong with that, so we'll give that to him. But there's one thing. You may think 46 total points. There's no way you're ever getting Deshaun Watson. You may think you're right. But let's take a look at some of the other players available, whilst I mention the fact that Deshaun Watson has expressed a keen interest in playing with Bruce Arians. Deshaun Watson wants to win, and he knows there's one guy who makes quarterbacks better than anybody else. He's seen what Jameis Winston was able to achieve under Bruce Arians, and he wants a little bit of that. Kenny Golladay here, an available receiver, and we're looking at him for a long time. I'm not sure why, because we obviously don't need any receivers. Brandon Brooks at right guard. Maybe there's someone we need to take a look at. James White, not a position we need. Awuzie, and not really so much, but he's an available player and he's pretty decent, 85 overall. There's some good players here, but it's been positions we're pretty happy with. Against some more running backs, some cornerbacks. Strong safety, Malcolm Jenkins. It's the thought, do we bring in a veteran to replace a veteran? It wouldn't be smart business. As we take a look at a whole bunch of running backs available in this draft. Calais Campbell, I'm thinking about him. I might want him. Takk McKinley, maybe as well. That is a position we need to improve at some point. And Eric Berry is getting plenty of offers. Eagles and Browns in for him, and we're happy that that is the case. But as we move into the second week of free agency, Deshaun Watson, no more offers, just ours, and he has accepted $107 million over 5 years. He was supposed to be getting 200 and whatever it was over 7, but he has decided he wants to win. He wants to play with the best quarterback coach, the best offensive guru in the NFL, Bruce Arians. He's taken a huge pay cut to cement a legacy in the league, and he will be playing for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers next year. It is incredible that he has made this decision. It is incredible that it has happened for the Buccaneers, who have struggled at the quarterback position. They've had Jameis Winston, they've had Alex Smith before retiring, and now they've got the NFL MVP, the reigning MVP, playing quarterback for them with some of the best receivers in the NFL, and I'm sure that was a selling point for him as well, as we should probably mention the fact we've declined the 5th-year option for Vita Vea here because it just seemed too expensive. If we want to keep him, we'll throw him a whole contract rather than, spending a lot of money on 1 year. When we need to bring in some players in the draft, that is a critical point for us this year, and now we try and improve an already very good player here in Deshaun Watson with 2 points to move him up. He's got Agile Extender and Escape Artist, which doesn't really help him in Bruce Arians' big arm scheme, but it does help him behind this terrible, porous offensive line unless we can improve it in the draft. So we'll be upgrading the strong arm segment of his abilities because we need him to get a little bit better there, or he's already good, and he's up to a 91 overall quarterback with the confidence boost. As we take a look at some of the available free agents, just to round this all off, you saw some of them. Devin McCourty beats us in the playoffs and is allowed to just sit here in free agency. Now we think, if you can't beat them, have them join you, but we decide not to go for that in the end, and then we take a look at the rest of the players here, and there's no one really that exciting. Jamal Williams, I don't really know why I went back on him, but we're not going to obviously take another running back as we pick up some draft capital here. We send Peyton Barber away with a 4th round for the 2nd round pick of the Eagles, and it's a very early 2nd round pick, so we're happy with that one. And then Josh Gordon, surplus to requirements. It's unfair to keep him on the team. Now we send a little bit of a package there, but for another 2nd round pick, and it sets us up pretty nicely in this draft. And let's take a look at the picks we got. We got a 1st rounder, we've got a very early 2nd, another early 2nd, and then a pretty late 2nd, which is ours, of course, a 3rd, a 4th, and a 7th round pick, and that will be our capital to improve this team and make them Super Bowl contenders.